Did you get your nails done? Is that what you've been doing?
Excuse me, miss, is that your Aston Martin in the handicap space?
You're exploiting my blindness so that you can score better parking?
You know, the blindness didn't just happen to you.
Carlos felt ashamed of his wife's despicable actions, but what he didn't know was how much pressure his wife was under. Since Carlos lost his eyesight, he hasn't been able to work. The savings they had are running out fast. The once extravagant model, who used to spend freely, now has to go to the low-end seafood market to pick up cheap goods. Gabby complained about not finding parking while talking about the scorching heat. Lynette reminded her that Carlos could possibly get a disability certificate. With a simple mind, Gabby thought that just having a disabled person in the family meant they could park wherever they wanted. She parked in someone else's spot. This quickly sparked outrage among other disabled people.
I'm not. My husband is. He's blind.
Well, then that placards for him.
And how's he gonna park a car if he can't see?
Lady, you got a lot of nerve.
I have to walk in heels all day long. You get to sit in a chair and roll.
You did not just say that.
What are you doing?
You're getting a ticket.
Like hell I am. Give me that.
Before long, a confrontation began. Gabby's actions drew the attention of another disabled person. The person shouted that they were going to find security. Gabby tried to quickly leave the scene but was stopped. In this crisis, she resorted to some underhanded actions. Back at home, her husband was still complaining that the carrots in his bowl weren't cleaned properly. This was Gabby's life every day. She spent all her energy taking care of her husband. She was starting to get frustrated and just brushed him off before leaving. The next day, Gabby came up with a brilliant idea. She invited Carlos out to get some fresh air. Soon enough, Gabby took over a disabled parking spot as if it was her right. When Carlos tried to get out of the car, she immediately stopped him. And so, she left her husband in the car. Taking advantage of the disability parking space, she went off to do her own thing. But she never thought about how Carlos might feel. Finally, one day when she returned, she found Carlos was gone. She rushed around looking for him. It turned out that after a whole day, Carlos was hungry. He asked a kind boy to buy him a hamburger. Gabby complained about how Carlos made her worry. Since losing his eyesight, Carlos's sense of smell had become very sensitive. He quickly picked up the smell of Gabby's nail polish. And because Carlos wasn't there, a few elderly people appeared and started criticizing them for taking up the disabled parking space. This made it even harder for Carlos to accept.
You had me out here sitting like a dog with the window cracked open. You used me.
Well, why shouldn't I get something out of this? You know, the blindness didn't just happen to you.
You can't be serious.
Every morning, the toothpaste has to be to the left of the sink, because if it's not, you can't find it and I have to put it there. And sometimes, I don't know, I'm driving or I'm in line at the bank and I think, is the toothpaste there? So then I have to run home and check because I don't want you reaching for the tube and not being able to find it. I just didn't think this is how it was all gonna turn out.
At that moment, years of grievances finally erupted. The truth was, Gabby just wanted an easier life. Carlos stayed silent. In the end, he accepted his wife's actions without a word.